Miss Aisha is saying Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum. Miss Aisha is saying Assalamu alaikum. How are you? You are saying Wa alaikum assalam, Wa alaikum assalam, Wa alaikum assalam. You are saying Wa alaikum assalam. I am fine. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My awesome little one. I'm super excited that you are able to join me today. Okay? So since this is Ramadan, to make your Ramadan even more interesting, I'm here to tell you a special story. Okay? So now, before I tell you the story, I want you to sit down quietly and give me your what? Listening ears, okay? And put on your thinking cap or your thinking hijab. Let's start. Bismillah. So this story happened a long time ago. And like I always say, before I was born, before you were born, before your mommy, your daddy, your grandma, your grandpa were even born. Yes, it's such a long time ago, okay? And it happened during the time of a companion of the Prophet called Umar radiallahu anhu, okay? When he was the Caliph, do you know what Caliph means? That is your assignment, okay? After this story, run along and ask your parents, Mommy, Daddy, what is the meaning of a caliph, okay? And during the time Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, was the Amir of the Muslims. A lot of things happened, but today I'm going to tell you just one of the things that happened during this time, okay? So, Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, was a very good leader. He made sure that everyone under his care as a leader was not cheated, was taken good care of, and he made sure he was just with everyone, okay? And he even did something extra special as a leader. Every night, he would go out in the community and try to listen and see what is going on in the community by himself. You know, other leaders would not do this. Instead, they would send people, oh, you go there, you go here, you go there. But he didn't just send people, he went out by himself as well. And now that is a good lesson for you to learn. But if you are a leader, you should lead by example, right? So on one of such occasions, when he was going about in the city, trying to see and observe what is happening in the city, he passed by a house. And as he was passing by the house, he heard a conversation going on in the house. And this conversation piqued his interest. So what did he do? Can you guess what he did? No, he did not go knocking on the door and say, open the door, I want to hear what you're saying. No, he didn't do that. But instead, he stood and he listened to what they were saying, okay? And this was the conversation that was going on in the house. Inside the house, a little girl who was a pious Muslim was trying to put together the milk she was going to sell the next day at this market, okay? She's a milkmaid, okay? So she was trying to put up her products that she's going to sell in the market the next day, right? And as she was doing it diligently, her mother came by and her mother told her, my child, why don't we mix some water in this milk? If we do that, we are going to make even more money. Don't you see? Just think about it. So when the mother said this, the girl said, no, I can't do that. I can't. Umar radiallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with him, always encouraged us to be just, to not cheat. I can't do that. I can't cheat. And do you know what the mother told her instead? The mother said, well, Umar is not here. It's just me and you. Nobody can hear. Nobody would even know if you put in water in this milk. It's just me and you here, okay? Don't worry. I won't tell anybody. Still trying to convince her daughter. But do you think the girl gave in and obeyed her mother? Let's find out, okay? The next day, it was time to go to the market. And this little girl took her milk bowl and went to the market to sell her milk. But once again, she was in for a big surprise. But I won't tell you the surprise yet. So when she got to the market, she started selling. Different people came and they bought milk from her. But do you know what again? One of the person that bought her milk was actually sent by Umar. May Allah be pleased with him. So do you remember I said Umar overheard a conversation she was having with her mother? Do you remember that? Yes, awesome. So what did Umar do? May Allah be pleased with him. The next day, Umar sent someone to go and buy milk from her. And you are going to find out why. Okay? If you stay with me long enough. So, when the milk was brought to Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, he tested it to see if there was actually water mixed in the milk. Right? But when he did that, he realized that it was pure milk. The milk was not mixed with water, right? Or any other thing. It was pure milk, 100% milk. And he was surprised, right? So do you know what he did? He went to the young lady's house and he told her that yesterday I was going around in the community like I always did. And I heard a conversation going on in your house. And I heard your mother asking you to put water in the milk. And I sent someone to go and get the milk to confirm if you indeed put water in the milk or not. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a big test? Let's find out if she passed the test or not. Well, you know already she passed the test. When Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, drank from the milk was still 100% milk. It wasn't mixed with anything at all. So this made Umar very happy. But do you know what made Umar even more happy? Remember the last night when this young girl's mother was telling her to put some water in her milk. And the girl said, no, I can't do that. Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, encourage us to not cheat and to be just and to not lie. I can't do that. And remember what the mother said? The mother said, it's okay. Nobody would see you. Umar is not even here, right? But do you know what the girl said in return? I'm yet to tell you this. In return, the girl said, yes, I know Umar is not here. And I know nobody sees me, but Allah sees me. And Allah knows whatever I do in private and in public, right? And remember, Umar heard this the other night, and he was very pleased with her because he was sure that she was a righteous woman, because you have to be very righteous for you to be conscious of the fact that even though you don't see Allah, Allah sees you and Allah hears you always, right? And this is another important lesson I want you to learn from this story. And the lesson is that even if your mommy is not there, even if your daddy is not there, even if your teacher is not there, even if your siblings are not there, do not do anything that you know is bad. For example, lying about what did not happen because nobody saw it when it happened, right? Another example is taking something you were not given, right? That is also bad because even though nobody sees you when you took it, Allah is seeing you. Okay, so that is a very important lesson you should learn from this story. But is that the end of our story? Of course not. When Umar, may Allah have mercy on him, realized that this girl was a righteous girl, he was so pleased and he said, please, I have a son that I would love you to marry, because I want a righteous woman to be the mother of my grandchildren, right? And the girl accepted and she married one of Umar's son, and they had very righteous children as well, just like Umar wanted. And this is a lesson for you to learn as well, okay? And for your mommy and daddies to learn as well, that when it's time, when you grow old and old and old and old and old and old and old, and it's time for you to have your own family, you should go for someone that is righteous, that is conscious of Allah, that doesn't lie, that doesn't cheat, that doesn't steal, that doesn't do any bad thing, okay? That is the type of person you should go for. Why? Because that way you would be able to have righteous children and raise them upon Islam by the special grace of Allah. So that is the end of our story. I hope you learned a lesson or two other than the ones I highlighted for you. This story is actually filled with a lot of lessons, okay? So that is the end of the story. Like I said before, do you have any questions for me? If you do, you can send them in through your mommy, okay? And please tell me the lessons you learned from this story. You can also do that through your mommy. Tell them and let them send them to me in my WhatsApp or my email, okay? I love to hear from you, my awesome little one. So that is the end of the story, but before we go, I'm going to sing you a special song. And remember, this story is about the milkmaid, right? The girl who refused to mix up her milk with water, right? So now I'm going to teach you a special song about animals that we get milk from, okay? And this is a common song, but I kind of made it my own, okay, just for you. And this is how the song goes. Miss Aisha has a farm, Alibatasa, and on the farm she has a cow, Alibatasa, with a moo moo here and a moo moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere moo moo. Miss Aisha has a farm, Alibatasa. What other animal do I have on my farm? Let me imagine. I think if I had a farm, I would have a goat. Yes, a goat. Miss Aisha has a farm, Alibatasa, and on the farm she has a goat, Alibatasa, with a meh meh here and a meh meh there. Here a meh, there a meh, everywhere meh. That's so silly, right? Miss Aisha has a farm, Alibatasa. What other animal would I have on my farm if I'm to have a farm? A camel, yes, because I love camel milk. So let's sing it. Miss Aisha has a farm, Alibatasa, and on the farm she has a camel, Alibatasa, with a grunt grunt here and a grunt grunt there. Here a grunt, there a grunt, everywhere grunt grunt. Miss Aisha has a farm, Alibatasa. What other animal would I have if I'm to have a farm? A sheep, yes. Miss Aisha had a farm, Alibatasa, and on the farm she has a sheep, Alibatasa, with a baba here and a baba there. Here a ba, there a ba, everywhere. Baba, Miss Aisha had a farm. Alibatasa. Yay! What animal would you have on your farm if you were to have a farm? Can you think about that? Yes, think about it. Now it is your turn to sing your song and send your videos to me. I love to see your videos, okay? Ya Allah. And that is the end of today's story time. And I hope you had lots of fun listening to me. I had lots of fun telling you this story as well, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. But before we go, let me sing our Ramadan cheer up song for you, okay? Bismillah. Are you fasting? Are you fasting all day long? All day long. It's almost time for iftar. It's almost time for iftar. Be patient. Be patient. Cheer up, okay? May Allah reward you abundantly for attempting to fast, okay? So see you next time. Miss Aisha is saying Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Miss Aisha is saying Assalamu alaikum. Bye bye now.